Sewing and Crafting family. How's it going? Hi, Cindy. Hi, May.
Hi.
Hey,
How's it going?
it's good.
Great.
So we are on our last episode this week of At Your Side Virtually of some more quick and easy gifts, decorations. You know what? I'm embroidering and I forgot to turn it off.
Oops.
Hopefully it was quiet. So, and we have some ugly sweaters. And Cindy, I hate to tell you this, I got squirreled. I did not make a sweater. I ended up making my holiday sweater that I can wear for New Year's and Christmas, and it's not very ugly, I don't think.
Okay, now that's too pretty. That does not count as an ugly sweater. You definitely did not fulfill your contract, Angela.
Yes, I failed the contract. So today's show, we've got Cindy on here, May, Joanne's joining us, Jewel, and Laura. So why don't we start with May? How's it going, May? What do you got for us today?
Oh, it's going good. So today what I thought I'd keep it very, very real. And what I'm looking at is those last couple of gifts. Maybe you forgot, maybe you thought you got somebody something and so you're going, or maybe just for simplicity right now, you're going for gift cards. So I thought I would show you how I am customizing gift cards super quick and easy. To start with, you just need a piece of paper. This one is about 4.5 inches by 12 inches. And you're just going to fold it, not quite in thirds. And we're going to put a little bit of adhesive along two sides of one of these and fold it. So what that does is that just creates a pocket. So we can get a gift card in here, and you can add a little message inside if you want and fold it over. And you could just give it to them like this, but you know, being me and us being with having the scan and cut around, I'm going to use the scan and cut to actually really quickly draw and watercolor and cut out. And I do mean quickly, it'll be super easy. You would need the universal pen holder, right? And then we'll do the red pen on in here. And it loosens and tightens. It's got a little grip there. We're just gonna put it in there. And I always tighten it, and then I just kind of double check that. You just want to double check that the tip of the pen is just barely touching. And when you're ready, then we can go on over to the scan and cut here. And
there we go.
You want to bring up that other camera, Angela? We'll go over here. So where the blade goes, you're just going to pop the pen holder in there. And then we're going to go in here. Now, this is the brand new one. This is the FDX 85S in sky blue. So you might notice the screen's a little smaller. And there are still patterns, although there's going to be less patterns than all the other models. So there are still some really great ones, though. And this says "Believe" in cursive. It's a personal favorite, so we're going to use that. And I'm just going to size it down to about 4 inches wide. And then I'm just going to pull it out over here into the middle, which will make sense in a moment after we do this. And we're going to hit draw instead of cut. And we're going to draw. And then what'll happen here, I'll move this so you guys can watch it. That pen is going to act like it would be for the blade, except the machine knows I'm supposed to be drawing here. And so it's just going to draw. And I'm using a pen that has watercolor properties on watercolor paper. You could use whatever you would like. I'm doing that so that I can blend it and color it and make it super cute.
So May, I just have to say, when you did this that one time with the watercolor, everyone was in love with that because it turned something that you drew that was fine and simple into something absolutely beautiful. That's my favorite thing I think that you've ever done.
It's one of my favorites. It's one of my favorites too. It really is. And then we can put back in here. And you can see how you just want to make sure that it's touching. And I always double check after I tighten it that it's still right where it needs to be. Okay, and I'm going to pop it back in this time with green. And it's finished. We're going to say okay, and we're just going to go, actually, no, we're not going to do that. Cancel. So we're going to hit this little back button instead because I want to leave that word believe there for a moment. And we're going to grab a different pattern. This time we're going to grab the holly. I'm going to make it small. And we're going to pick this one, which will do the entire design. And I'm just going to pull this over so that it's kind of overlapping a little bit on this end. And it's going to overlap a little bit. That's okay. Then I'm going to click edit. Now that I know that they're together, this is just my quick and easy way, right? We're all about shortcuts right now. If you're still gift wrapping and gift making, you're into shortcuts. So that just shows me so it'll go right where I want it to go. And we're going to draw again. And we, believe it or not, we are almost done with this whole project. This is so quick and easy. You can see the pen moving down there, doing its thing. And I love how much we can have a lot of creativity and fun. This is also a great one if you want to do the drawing and then turn it over to the kids and let the kids do the coloring. Although I got to tell you, the coloring is my favorite part, so I'd almost never turn it over to them. I always like coloring. Okay, now we're going to click to go home and delete the patterns. And we're going to pick an oval because an oval is going to be a really nice shape here. Let's see, oval, where are you? There you are. And actually, no, I want it a little bigger. So about 4¼ inches should work. And I'm going to push the magical scan button. I call it the magical scan button because this is also great if you already have, like, let's say you stamped or you did anything else and you've got your design here on your paper or on your fabric or whatever material you're using. By doing the scan, it'll show you right where it is. I'm just going to put the blade back in there, set it down and pop it in. Okay, so this is showing me where my word is. So that when I pull this down here, I can see if it's going to fit nicely. And I actually want it to be just slightly off. And you can always go into edit to kind of bump this back and forth where exactly you want it. It might cut a little bit off, but that's okay because I actually kind of want it to. And now we're going to go, instead of draw, now we're cutting. So basically we drew our designs and now it's going to just cut it on out super quick with that auto blade. So it's got the auto blade and it's going to just go on in and cut around. So easy and so fun.
It's so quiet.
It is quiet. Okay.
Sorry.
Move that, and now we can move this out of the way. Okay, so it cut off a lot of my holly, but I knew it was going to do that because really what I was just looking for is to just get a little bit of it going there. And then all you need is either a paintbrush and water or what's known as a water brush, which is a paintbrush that already has water in the barrel. And you color. So because this is a reactive marker that I used, it's going to just create watercolor. And we're going to make, depending on how much time you want to spend, you can make yourself really cute. So there's one all finished.
Oh, that's beautiful. So May, there was somebody who, I don't know if they popped in, but they were just asking again about your pen. Could you just explain what pen that is again?
So this is just, there are a bunch of different pens if you search for watercolor markers. So it's basically like getting watercolor, but in a marker form so that you can do techniques like this where you're drawing and then adding water to create that effect.
Yeah, that's super cool.
Isn't that fun? And then all you're going to do once you're done with it is you're just going to glue it to the top and you've got your gift card holder.
Oh my gosh, so easy. That's a great last minute item. I love that. Cindy, do you use watercolors a lot when you're doing things with the scan and cut?
You know, I'm not a big paper person, so no. I use fabric markers a lot. basically with the fabric, but I haven't used the watercolor pens.
I've been using the fabric markers to make embroidery templates, hand embroidery, so that during this Christmas time when we're pretty locked down here, I've got time to be doing hand embroidery more than usual.
Definitely. And so Judy, yeah, you can use different pens. You don't have to use the ones that come with the scan and cut. It's the extra pen holder that if you have that, then you can use other pens.
Yeah, and it comes with the SDX 230DX and the 230D if they already had the 230D. Otherwise, it is an additional purchase.
Yeah. Just to be clear on that, I saw a couple questions on there. So
that is too cool, May.
Thank you. It's, you know what? It's fun, and my thing is it's fun, and there's not a lot of brain work involved. It's just play. So especially this time of year, I like things that I can feel creative and play with, but that I'm not stretching my poor brain too much more.
You may be turning me into a paper person. I don't know.
Oh, that would be fun.
Well, she turned me into one because all of my Christmas cards, I have a box that I purchased last year and I haven't used any of them. I've actually made all of them on the scan and cut, but I didn't try the watercolor one yet. That's very cool.
I may have to go find me some pens today.
I know. Well, and I bought a box of envelopes, just, like they're card ones, cute ones. And so I just stick them in there and everything's customized. But I love the built-in fonts on the scan and cut because it just looks so beautiful. People probably think I'll have gorgeous handwriting, but the cat's out of the bag now. Arnelle says you have a tree on your head. Yep, she sure does.
I do. Hey, I've got tree earrings to match today.
Oh, I love it.
Hi, Veronica.
I'm telling you, I've been digging out my old Christmas junk.
Here's a question for you. Can you use a flash stick to download designs for your brother's scan and cut?
Yes, indeed.
Yes, indeed you can. And you can scan in your own designs too. I see somebody on here that says, what's the big deal about the scan and cut? Well, you can scan with it. That's the big difference. So you can scan in an image, you can scan in a picture, whatever you want.
You can scan in anything and create your own pattern for it. So a fun thing right now, I think, if you've got kids, would be to have them draw their image of a Christmas tree and do that with heat transfer vinyl and then cut it out and let them color it.
That's a good idea. That's a great idea. So May, that was a great project. I think people are going to definitely get that on the last minute. In fact, you could use that all year around though.
You could, you absolutely could. But I know I need a couple of these and I started making them and then I went, oh, I should show everybody what I'm doing right now because if I'm making them, then I'm sure other people need some as well. And then you don't have to go out to the store to find an envelope or find a card or whatever to give your gift.
Definitely. Well, May, thank you very much. I know you have to run, so I wish you a very Merry Christmas. And
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Merry Christmas.
Next year.
Yeah, see you next year, guys.
So fun.
Bye.
All right, bye.
Bye.
Somebody likes my poinsettia too.
Oh, hey, Joanne.
Hey,
How are you?
I'm good. How about you?
I'm doing great.
Good. Good to see everybody.
I know it's our last show before 2021. How exciting.
Oh, it's been a year, huh?
Yeah.
Been a great year for sewing, for sure.
I snuck away and sewed this top this weekend. A little selfish sewing, I should say. I stared at the green top and I bought I have some ribbon and I told Cindy I was going to turn it into either I was going to be an elf or a present.
I
And
was gonna say a package. Yeah, you could be a package.
but then I just decided, you know what? If I only have 1 hour free to sew, which that's all I had, I made my top for the holidays. So Cindy, I get an F, but everybody's commenting on your sweater. Do you want to stand up and show it off?
Sure, we shall show this lovely thing off. There we go. We have bells.
Woohoo!
We have fur. We have a lighted Christmas tree. And no, the Santa did not make it on here. We have these lovely things as well. Thank you, Mother.
Oh my God. I think it's great. Cindy, you get an A++.
So, well, and then I have one for Joanne, just because Joanne is like, well, you must have it removable.
I was going to say, it looks like you could do something with that to make it.
So wait a minute. I got another one.
Okay.
If it didn't, it flew off the back. Oh, here it is. So this was my 2-minute sweater today. Like I said, remember I found my mother's stuff? So there you go. If you got 2 minutes, have a sweater, go have fun.
Oh, that's cute.
How did you attach them?
Pins.
Pins. Okay. We know the tree hat comes off, so you
Yes,
can
that's
put
right.
your head back.
Wait. We have interchangeable items to stick on your tree.
You need one for every season, Cindy.
You know, we can do interchangeable. Here we go. There we can snap. Oops, wait, I gathered one. This is kind of hard to do backwards, guys.
Don't pin your hat. Don't
There
pin
we
your
go.
head.
Oh, you have lots of trinkets there, girl.
Yes, you
Lots
know,
of
I
trinkets.
found lots of stuff that this time around. I found the hat. I found the lovely, I don't know what my mother was thinking. Guys, I've got a bow that's gold that is just huge.
Oh, that's so
I couldn't
funny.
figure out where to put that.
So who's
Wow.
this? I
This
got
is Margaret. Margaret, my brain just went, Margaret Star. Thank you, Margaret Star. My brain, that I lost the name. And she did her version of an ugly Hanukkah sweater.
I love
T-shirt.
this. It's all embroidered, so it's not removable at all.
No, that one's not removable at all. Margaret outdid herself on this one. She found every Hanukkah design I think that she could find in the whole wide world. Even the back of it got done. She outdid all of us.
Every inch.
Yeah, that's definitely a winner. Winner.
Oh, my.
So Joanne, what do you got going on? You've been working pretty busy on the Brother blog.
Yeah, do you want me to do the sweater first?
Sure.
Okay, I hope I get an E for effort because I did make an effort. It's not totally finished. And Cindy, I couldn't commit. I had to make it removable. So
I don't know that I brought this up. I don't know how we ended up in this challenge, but hey, you know.
Yep. All right, let me stand up and I'll just get the sweater and I'll show it to you.
I sewed my jingle bells on last night.
Okay. So Cindy, this is the same sweater that I had the jingle bells on before that I took off. All right. So I made a little ruff from that white fabric that I had showed before, and I made little cuffs for it. And then my little finishing touch fell around somewhere here. Oh, is going to be this little snowflakey right there at the center, a red flow snowflakey. So that's about as flaky and funny as I got with it. But I gotta tell you,
too cute to be ugly, Joanne.
I know it actually. I gotta tell you that that white fabric. If you were here before, I had that big piece of the white Lux Cuddle, and I said that it hadn't spoken to me yet. Well, it did some talking over the weekend, let me tell you. And that fabric said to me, I don't want to be ugly. I don't want to be ugly. I want to be pretty. I want to be pretty. And actually, I've got it on my cutting table now, all ready to cut out a vest out of it. Angela, you inspired me with that kind of crocheted one that you had on.
Mm-hmm.
And then I saw a picture of another friend who had this like real furry one on. And I thought, oh, that'd be so pretty. So that's what that one's going to turn.
Angela, you need my pins for your crocheted sweater.
Yeah, that would work.
That would be good on there.
That
Definitely.
would work. But I thought I'd just tell you a little bit about the fabric and give you a few tips. You know me, I can't pass up a teaching opportunity. So this gray fabric is essentially almost the same stuff, and it's a minky type fabric, but it has texture built into it. So first tip is don't do what I did the first time I bought a piece. I accidentally put it in the dryer with too much heat, and all of the embossing will come out. So it's either got to be air dried or dried at a very, very, very low temperature, or you lose that beautiful, beautiful texture. And since I'm going to make that vest, I experimented a little bit with stitching. And common with faux fur, which is a whole different, or even real fur, is to do just a butt edge where you butt the two edges, raw edges together, and then zigzag it, and then you fluff out the fur. So you can see that's what I did. I just used a zigzag. And I think that's what I'll do on the vest, because then you've got a really flat surface and a totally invisible seam. So you just have to be a little careful when you're doing it. You have to spread the pile with your fingers so that you can see where those two edges are, and then just zigzag across it. So
that's a great tip too. And also, what about cutting? Talk about.
Yeah, let me tell you about the cutting. Okay, very important. Okay, so number one is don't dry it on high heat. Number two, experiment maybe with this type of seam. Number three is cut all of your pieces out and then put them in the dryer on air. I've made a cape out of this fabric. I actually made a collar. You may have seen this on the Brother Sponsored It's So Easy TV show. I've used that same fabric for both. And put it in the dryer on air setting. I do it with a big piece. I do it for about an hour. And the bad part of this fabric is it sheds like crazy. I mean, your cutting table will look like you had a cat fight in your room. So keep that vacuum cleaner handy, because it's going to be a real mess. But once you fluff it in the dryer on air, it sheds all of the shedding that it's going to do, and it never sheds again. So it's like magic. It never sheds again. And then when you sew with it, as long as you don't cut that edge again, it will stay completely intact. So
that's a good tip.
Yeah. And then I experiment a little bit. Cindy's done this on multiple beautiful things where she used the BES
Nap control.
Yeah, nap control. So originally I was kind of thinking about doing snowflakes right on the fabric, and so I wanted to experiment. So hopefully you could see that. The nap control I did in white so that you could see it a little bit. And then of course the snowflake, which we got more news on that snowflake in a minute. It's a special brother snowflake, stands right up on there. So that you can see on the back, you can see the nap control even a little bit better. It literally tamps down, mashes down, lays down all of that fuzz and texture, so that when the design is stitched on top, it stays on top and doesn't get buried in. And then I tried another little experiment with netting. So I did the exact same thing, only this time I laid down 2 layers of fine bridal tulle and stitched the snowflake on top. So it did a good job of keeping that nap down for that as well. So, there's, try both ways. This is a little bit flexible because you don't have the density of the stitches, but when you really want to keep that nap down, if you have nap control in the BES software, then definitely, try that. And a topper, if you use a topper, what's going to happen is the topper is going to keep the pile down only during the embroidery, and as soon as you wash it, it's all going to creep back up through. So by using nap control or the netting, you're creating a permanent barrier there to keep that fuzz or fluff or nap, whatever it is, from peeking back up through. So I saw that question come in. So you want to talk about the snowflake a little bit, Angela? Yeah, you got it.
There it is.
Okay, so to do the snowflakes, this is not freestanding. So let me hold the red one back up again so you can see it. It is not freestanding. So you do want to stitch this out on netting and then trim away the excess. Use whatever color netting that you want. I did a purple one. Let's see, I did that for Arnelle and all the other purple people out there, my purple people friends. It just barely shows up, but depending on what you put it on a white piece of paper here. You could see just a little bit of that color. So use whatever color tool you want. I use 2 layers, and then I layer it with 1 layer of the Brother fibrous water-soluble stabilizer. And then when you're done, you just trim away the netting really close to the snowflake edges. And it's got little holes so that you can put a ribbon through it and hang it up if you want to, or tack it down that way. So that works really, really good. So that design is just, it's in the archives of the Brother free designs years ago, before the Brother blog.brothersews.com came about. everything was on the Brother website. So those are still archived on there, but everything that comes out new each month comes out on the actual Brother blog now. So those kind of get those get a little bit buried in there. And in order to find them, you first have to go to the Brother website. So it's, I think I had another picture, Angela, that had the first path to get there, but it's brother-usa.com. And then you'll scroll down to where it says projects and designs. And then when you click on that, it probably will ask you to register. So the picture that you just showed with the snowflake on it, before you get to there.
I see that, Joanne. I thought it was an ad.
You know me, I'm not giving you directions, right? Step by step. But if you go there, it like I said, you're not going to find that snowflake unless you register on the Brother site. You have to give your name, your email address, and then you'll immediately get to the whole category where all the free designs are, and that one's right in the holiday section. Yeah, that's where we start. Go to brother-usa.com, click on the home sewing and embroidery projects, and then you'll see the box that shows that really pretty purse. And when you see that, you'll click on that, and it will take you to the next picture, which you showed before, which is the category for free designs. So there's projects on there, there's free designs. Like I said, that doesn't get updated anymore. That's basically, past history, and it's all archived, but there's some good stuff in there. I know Kelly on here has posted quite a few things from there, so she knows how to get there. Just got to go through a few steps. So hopefully that gave you some inspiration, and hopefully I got at least an E for effort, because I made an effort. I just didn't get quite finished.
Definitely.
Well, you guys went pretty. You didn't go all out tacky.
It's hard for me to do that.
Well, obviously it was for me too.
I'm agreeing there.
I don't have all those trinkets that you have. I'd have to go shopping for all of that.
My mother was a treasure trove of some ugly some treasured trinkets, but.
Can I tell you how I gathered that little rough collar?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So that is done with the Brother braiding foot. One of my all-time absolute favorite Brother feet. This foot has a slot in the front. It's like a V shape, and a little screw on the top, and you can loosen that screw, and it opens that V-shaped slot wider, or you can make it smaller. So whatever cord you feed through it, you can snug up in there so that it doesn't slide around. You just make it just enough that it'll, keep flowing, but doesn't get, pinched up in there. And I just used a rat tail cord, satin rat tail cord, simple zigzag stitch, made sure it skipped over the cord, zigzag, kind of a free form all the way from end to end on a long piece, and then just gathered it up and tied a bow and made it into a little ruff. So I could attach it, with some hand stitching or whatever. But
Marsha wants to know, what's that foot called again, Joanne?
It's called a braiding foot. It's the Brother braiding foot, and it is sold by itself. But if you are one of the fortunate ones who has the Brother circular sewing attachment bundle, this foot actually comes with that bundle. Comes with this foot and a 3-slot cording foot, which is another one of my absolute all-time most favorite Brother feet. I love doing couching and embellishment with both of those feet. So
my all-time favorite feet they have to be the bi-level feet. I've been making a bag, and the bi-level feet with the quilted fabric just makes it go so much easier.
You inspired me, Cindy, because I got to do more with that foot. I got to do a blog on that foot, because those two, it's a set. You got one for the right and one for the left. And there's like multiple opportunities to use that foot.
Angela, if you take me out, I'll go get the bag I just finished.
Okay.
Oh, cool. Cool.
Guess we've got somebody new to the party. Hey,
Laura.
Laura.
Laura. Happy holidays, girl.
How are you? Great to see you. And happy birthday to Louie.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, How are you, Joanne?
Good. Good to see you.
Good to see you. It's crazy this time of year because it's my husband's birthday. Sorry, that's in there. It's my husband's birthday. It's Lewis's birthday.
Wow.
And it's my son, Jameson. He's January 3rd. And then my other one's the 22nd. So I'm like, and then we have Christmas and New Year's. So
Wow.
I'm like the Grinch.
That's a lot of gifts for one month time for everybody, right?
It is. And mine's not till July. So it's like it's all on mom. Make it happen. And so like I kind of look forward to February and so on. So but it's fun. It's just exhausting.
A lot of cake and a lot of candles.
A lot of cake, a lot of sugar, a lot of it's just like never ends.
Arnelle loves your poncho. I was just going to say the same thing. I love what you're wearing.
I do. I love that. I've seen you make that. It was
this
so
is on
beautiful.
the Brother blog.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
On the Brother blog, and it's super easy. This was like just one of those blanket scarves, and you just cut a hole in the center, and then do a little cowl neck in the, like the turtleneck, and then I show you how to just kind of unravel it so it's like fringy on the edges and stuff. So it's very simple, but just pick a nice plaid that you like, and
you're good to go. So you probably saw that we were working on our ugly sweaters, and I decided to sew a regular Christmas top. But it does have, if you look closely, it's velvet, and it does have silver sparkles. So it could have potentially had an ugly twist to it, but instead I made my Shirley top, and now I have something to wear for the next week.
That's cute, though. No, you have to wear. You have to go all out ugly.
But I heard you have one. Do you have one?
I do. This is okay. I made this for my husband last year when we did Christmas parties back in the day. But his company did an ugly sweater Christmas party, and so whoever won got an award. So he's like, Laura, like you gotta, I gotta win this, and you're my seamstress designer wife. And so I was like, okay. And he works for a global sports brand. It's a shoe company. And so I wanted to tie in the shoes in there as well. So I made the ultimate little.
Oh, goodness.
Remember the Christmas Story? You remember the lamp that he gets?
I have that lamp. I love that lamp.
And so I made the lamp. And then this is the company, the logo. It's like their running shoes, sports shoes. It's Mizuno. And so that's the heel of it. And then all this little fun. You remember how it says fragile? And he's like, fragile when he's reading. He thinks it's like Italian or French or something. It's like, it's just fragile. And then,
that's so funny.
And then I used like the scan and cut to do like the snowflake. This was all the scan and cut.
Oh, I love those snowflakes.
Yeah, and those were already built in as well. Mm-hmm. And then I just added some little fun, these little things. I just hot glued those ones on, but it's held strong. I'm surprised.
Huh. And what's the shoe made out of?
So this is he works for Mizuno, and this is the shoe. Actually, he had a sample of one of the shoes. And
oh wow! Oh
my,
that's cool. That's amazing.
By the way, that's no affiliation to Brother, but just FYI.
That shoe brand. So it was just a fun, and he ended up winning. So I was kind of like, he better.
I love the leg. I was just checking out the leg. So It almost looks like it's embroidered. Oh gosh, what is that? Like a stocking?
So it was like, I think I just used fabric like this, and then I used some lace fabric and just top stitched it on.
Oh my gosh, I love it. And I love how the lamp moves and lifts up. That's very cool.
I wanted it to be 3D. I do have a photo, but it's on my phone. I wish I had a photo of him, and it was super funny.
You have to get that photo and post it on your Instagram.
Yeah, I will. I'll share that on the story for sure.
Oh my gosh, I love it. Pam's saying I absolutely love that. And I have that lamp just because I thought it was cool and fashionable. Besides the whole story.
That would be a cute like white elephant gift. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I would be like, I would take it. I usually don't want the elephant gifts.
She would have a sweater for next year.
There you go.
Now everyone's gonna search Amazon for the yeah, that's
no affiliation, brother.
Oh yeah, sorry guys.
So hey,
But
Laura, what are you sewing for the holidays? Anything exciting?
You know what? I actually grabbed a couple things that I could share. I didn't go all out this year just because it was a lot, you know, with the kids and everything home and not, you know, that kind of thing. But I did pull together some stuff that I've been doing with the Brother PE 800.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah, I just kind of did some like throws, and you can do this for anyone. Okay, you can do this for anyone, you know, like you just do get a throw already made, obviously, and then you can just monogram them with the family name, or this is like a little laurel wreath. I used the gold metallic thread.
I love that. And you know, those throws, I actually purchased quite a few for gifts this year. I never even thought, I still have time. I never even thought of throwing monograms on there. That's a quick, easy way to customize it.
It was so easy. And you know, what I did was I used like a tearaway on the back, and then on the front, on the top, I used when I was embroidering it, and then on the top I used the water soluble. So because you want to make sure that it stays on top, you know, otherwise it's kind of lost in the pile. So yeah, just do that. It was super simple. And then I did this one for my husband. I always steal his blankets. I wanted to write, I'm sorry, I'll not steal this blanket, like something like that on it. But then I did this one for him.
Oh, beautiful.
That turned out gorgeous.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
I love that.
And same thing, just use the water soluble on the top. And then you might on this one, because this one had like fine detail, you could even use a water soluble on the back as well.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah, so that was fun. I did these two. And just kind of stuff like that. To be honest, I did some little beanies. I can show you guys those if you want. But just simple things that you can buy, you know, they're already like, and then you can do something like that for really anyone in your life. And everyone can use blankets and throws and stuff like that, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Definitely.
Especially this year, since we're all home, like nonstop.
I think that's why I was inspired to do all of these blankets and stuff like that, because we're always home. Like it's cozy, and you're kind of watching movies a lot more and just kind of hanging out. And I mean, it's like I'm so used to sewing like garments and you know, pretty garments to wear out and evening attire, but I'm like, wear it in my living room, you know? Like I really don't want to wear a satin draped dress in the living room anymore, you know? So it's like
Right.
It's like an era of sewing, I feel like, just for now at least, loungewear and kind of cozy kind of things right now.
We need a pretty pajama challenge for next year.
That's a good one.
Oh, now that one I would partake in, because I actually already have a pair cut out.
That would be fun. I love.
Although I don't think I would wear it live though, so the dress form would have to.
Well, that's okay. Yeah, you could put it on your form.
Well, that's fun. So yeah, what are you guys doing? Are you guys doing, I think you do bulk projects or bulk presents? What do you guys do?
You know, your monogram is something, I grabbed a bunch of towels, and there was an episode on here, and I can't remember who was teaching it. It's been shown a couple times, but I love using my design center to mat down the towel and have the one letter stick out. So I've been working on that for family members. I don't have any here though. I've been working on them at home. So.
Oh, that's good. I like that monogramming, and I live in the South. It's just huge. They love monograms, towels, blankets, things for the back. They always have monograms on the back of their cars, like their monogram, like the stickers. And you're like,
she's talking about my people.
I know. I think it's so cool. I really do.
Yeah, I love
She's talking about my people. If it's not standing still, Laura, we'd slap a monogram on it.
I love that though. Like I thought that's why I kind of started doing more of that. I was like, it's just, they celebrate that, their initials in their name. And yeah,
We
if it's
definitely
on the
do.
back of their car, if you don't have it on the back of your car, you're not Southern.
I do not have it on the back of my car.
But yeah, so, they have them on their baseball caps and everything. So it's huge out here. And so it's an easy gift to get.
Yeah.
You just use your embroidery machine or your scan and cut, and you do some vinyl transfers too,
There's so many possibilities. Lots of machines have some really beautiful monogram fonts built in too. So, all you got to do is add a little extra to it. That's neat.
Rose wants to see your beanie.
Oh, okay. 1 sec.
All right. So you want to see the bag while we're waiting on Laura?
Sure.
All right.
Oh gosh, look at that bag.
So I quilted it with one of the patterns that are in the Luminaire.
Oops, wrong one. Sorry. That was a nice photo of her machine. Here you go.
So you
Oh my
can see
gosh.
the quilting on. So I quilted the fabric first with one of the designs in the Luminaire, and I'm pretty sure this is an embroidery design. So, but what I was saying is those bi-level feet make doing your straps and constructing this so much easier with that many layers.
You're
and
absolutely
of course,
right.
you do have to have the matching bag to snap inside of it.
Snap bag, yeah, those are so fun.
Yeah.
Those are quick
That's
and easy
really
to make too.
Super cute.
But
All right, Laura, you got
those
your
bi-level feet are my favorite.
Oh yeah. So I got these little beanies, and these will be on the Brother Sews blog soon. But it's just a knit fabric, but you can use like a wool, anything. But cute little, and I haven't sewed this one on yet, but it's like, how they're the beanies now, they all have these little. So
Oh,
again,
that's cool.
yeah, how they're doing that where it's right on the front now.
Yeah.
So I think I'm gonna add that. And so this is just a nice little copper one for my husband. And then I did this cute one for Lewis.
Oh, that's cool.
He's really, and it's just they literally took me 5 minutes. After obviously I got the first one down, you know how that works. And he's really into the camo right now, so I made him one of those. And then just like basic little rib knit ones. And these are kind of slouchy. I kind of like bigger like that, and then a cute little tie-dye.
Oh, I like that one.
Yeah, so they're super simple. They're kind of slouchy. I would put one on, but then you take it off and it's like shh.
Oh, you're gonna have static cling all the way till.
Hair.
For those that have not ever been to the Brother blog, I have it right down below. You can see the website because there are a ton of projects on there from the last quite a few years. But Joanne has one that we're going to show too, and so that's coming on there soon, right?
Oh, the beanies?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they should be up in January.
Perfect.
Wonderful. So sneak peek.
So they're super easy, and I even show you how to embroider some of them.
So cute.
Yeah, those are good gifts too, because you can. I mean, everyone needs a hat, and when it's cold out.
Definitely.
My kids wear them all winter.
Yeah. Well, they're very cute. So you got a preview of what's coming on blog.Brother Sews. Laura, that is so much fun. Your sewing machine looks fabulous next to the tree.
Thank you. I made this. I set it all up nicely for you.
I had to angle towards like a clean area because I'm still taping the last few episodes of It's So Easy here in my studio. But everyone's asking what happened to my dress form. It's the Santa hat that Cindy and I bought last year. Remember the Santa hat? There it is.
It looks like a face. It looks like a face.
Yep. He's I was afraid to put it on, same reason that Laura said, because then you take it off and you're going to have like static cling, or it's all dusty from last year and I'll be in here sneezing like crazy.
Oh, that's good. But yeah, hopefully, actually on the back side though, it's like all plain. I put all of them on the front, and it's like, it was thinned a little bit this way. And I was like, oh, so the back, all the ribbons and the ornaments are just on the front. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. Nobody will ever know.
Yeah. And I was like, oh, I hope they can't tell, but no, it looks good.
Wonderful. So Joanne, you have on your blog I'm looking at something, stitching multiple lines of built-in lettering. That's kind of cool.
Yep, that's on the Brother blog. That's actually on the Brother blog. That is just like a little tutorial. I've had a lot of people really kind of liking these little tutorials. They're just digging into their machine and helping them use their machines a little bit better. And I know, we all love embroidery. We saw those monograms, we do it, for those of us that have that kind of capability, it's one of our favorite things to do, probably. But sometimes you just want to do something really quick or really small or in a really like odd place. I like to make, I know, Cindy, you made that beautiful tote bag. I like to make tote bags for gifts too. And I like to just write a little, I got the cat on my lap now. Hopefully she doesn't pull my earbuds out. I like to make just little messages that'll go on the well, you can see the tail. That's always the telltale sign there.
Oh yeah.
She does have a face. Oh, she wants to. Okay. Anyway, if you want to just like write a message, maybe in the band that's on the inside, the hem, the top hem, or maybe on straps, or you want to make a label. We, on so many machines, we have built-in lettering in the decorative stitch menu. It's called the character decorative. Character means letters and numbers and punctuation marks and all that. Yeah. So one of the I think challenges of that though is to do multiple lines. I know many years ago, the very first machine I ever had that did this. In fact, my husband bought it for me as a present, and I wanted him to know how much I appreciated it. So I sat down and I used the built-in letters on the sewing side of the machine and just like wrote him a note, thank you for my new machine. I love it, blah, blah, blah. And then eventually I started teaching lessons on that machine. And I looked at it and I tried to figure out myself, like, how would I make that justified? Like you would if you were, typing it out on a paper. And there was no instructions for how to do that. So I just came up with a very simple method where I stitch out each line, and then I fold that line in half and find the halfway mark. And I do that for each line that I'm going to stitch. And just, that tells me then once I unfold that halfway mark, being all consistent, where I need to start stitching that. So there really is no way to calculate the measurement of it. Even if you have, like on the Luminaire, we do have the ability where it'll tell us how long that string of letters is.
Right.
That's good in theory. But when you sew on different fabrics, it feeds a little bit differently. So by actually stitching it out on the same fabric with the same stabilizer, you're going to see exactly the way it's going to form. So if you do it on the Luminaire, using those grids just helps everything line up. So you can see I even used it to place the decorative stitches on the bottom as the border. So basically you're stitching a sample of each one, marking the center, and then consistently starting from where the beginning point is outside of that center point. Does that make sense? Clear as mud?
Mm-hmm. I love that. I love that grid feature. I use it all the time.
Yeah, it keeps you on the straight and narrow for sure. It helps keep you. It's nice for using with the wide.
This photo that you have here really sums it up. So you could be sewing something this far apart and have it match just perfectly parallel. And that's a pretty wide, that's a way wider gap than even with just the straight laser light that we used to use, a couple years ago. This is really awesome.
And having, both vertical and, I think I'm going the wrong way, horizontal and vertical, it really helps you keep from getting cockeyed,
Yeah. So Wilson wants to know, or Liz wants to know, what would be the best fabric to stitch those kind of letters?
And I usually like to use something kind of like a duck cloth when I'm going to do something like that, because it's pretty firm and has a nice even weave. But if you use lighter weight fabrics, just put a really good fusible interfacing on the back. So you could do it on regular cotton. Just use a fusible interfacing. When I do on regular cotton, I will look for fusible interfacing that would normally be used in cuffs and collars. So it's like a more of a tailoring type, and that makes it nice and firm. And then put a layer of tearaway underneath or wash away, and you can take that part off when you're done.
Nice. Well, this was a lot of fun. So the ugly sweaters, I'm gonna have to say, you two, all three of you, get definitely A+. I have to give myself an A+ though, because guys,
you get
I
an
really
A+.
thought this was going to be ugly, but it didn't. It just
That
didn't.
was cute.
It's
I'm
too
going to wear it.
pretty to be ugly.
I made myself a pair of black faux leather leggings. I mean, I was trying to make it ugly, but now I need to like someplace to go.
You get an
I
A.
really wanted to do the jeans. I think next year I'll do jeans.
That
I
would be
think
fun. That would be
great.
fun.
You should do a sew along with your jeans. That would be really fun.
Angela, you get an A for awesome.
Well, girls, this has been so much fun. And this whole last week, there were so many tips and tricks and things that for last minute holiday, which actually isn't even just for now. It could be used any time of year. We learned so much between Kathy's recipes with My Design Center. And I saw somebody asking the My Design Center. It comes in the machine. It's not an extra accessory that you have to purchase. It comes in some of the brother machines, like the Luminaire, the Stellaire, the Dream Machine, a few of those. So I saw a few people asking. So by the way, speaking of fabric, because this is velvet and with the little sparkles, I was worried that it would be hard to sew. And I slapped on that Move It foot and with no problem at all, sewed beautifully, absolutely beautifully.
Move It Foot's great for this type of fabric too. Definitely.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Definitely. Yeah.
So I have one last little thing that they can do if they want to do it with the kiddos.
And it's little.
These are little.
Little.
You can make them for button covers or you can make them as pens. It's just, there are teeny tiny little designs and a lot of them are on the machines, but they are all in the holidays category in P Design 11. And stitch those onto felt and then just cut them out. Put a little hoop and loop, what is that? Loop and hook stuff.
Hook and loop.
Hook and loop. And then attach it. You have a button cover, or it can be a pen, or the pen that you stick on, not a pen that you write with.
Pin, yes, a pin.
Or you can just slap them on felt.
Is that how you did that? Is that what you?
Yeah, I mean, they just.
Oh my!
I've got the hoop and look.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny. I'm going to use the Scan and Cut to make some more glasses because I actually purchased these, but I was looking at these a little closer. I could make these in about 5 minutes. That's what I should give everyone.
Yeah.
You.
If he says put them on your shoes, that would be a cute idea.
Wait,
Oh yeah, on your shoes.
is the back like a magnet?
You could put a magnet on them, but these are this is the hook and loop.
Oh, so
I can't say the name brand of it, which is what we normally call it. So it's just sticking to my felt.
Oh, that's cool.
So they're just little felties, basically. And if you are one of those people that wear the plastic shoes with the holes in them, you could actually make them for the buttons on the top of that.
Oh wow, that's cool.
You're gonna have fun with them.
Yeah, that's cute.
So
There
last
are
minute quickie, something fun for the kids, and they can, you can put it on a pen.
You know, it'd be fun to do with that. Make like a interactive soft book.
Yeah.
That they could, for like a teaching thing.
Or like
It's amazing.
idea.
It's amazing the designs that are built in that come with like PE design and come with BES lettering. You're not just getting a software program. When you buy those brother software programs, you are getting loads of great designs. I hadn't seen those, so I got to dig for that.
These are just little minis, and they are totally in the holiday collection. And there's a snowflake, there's a Santa, there's all kinds of little bitty ones.
so cute.
That's so fun. Hey, Marsha has a question that I think that we could probably help her with. She's been sewing the serpentine stitch on Minky quilts using the Move It foot, but the stitch keeps changing size. What am I doing wrong?
It's the way the fabric's moving. It's really not the stitch change in size. It's the way the fabric's moving.
That's what I would agree.
Yeah.
That fabric is very slippery.
Yeah, definitely. You could try lengthening it more so that it has more time to feed and relax. Maybe sew a little slower. That might help. Definitely sewing slower might help. And the other thing is with the Move It foot, it doesn't have much height in the back end. So you have to really be careful with the thickness of fabric that you're using, and, make sure that it's able to flow. Brother came out with that new dynamic walking foot, which a lot of us, if you have a move it foot, we can use it for a million different things. But if you have a walking foot, there's a time and a place for each one of those. So you may want to try even, using a walking foot when you have thicker things like that. That might be part of it. What does everybody else think?
Yeah, I would say it's the way the fabric's moving and the fact that it's a serpentine stitch
Mm-hmm.
that
Yeah.
it's having a hard time making that movement.
So let us know, Marsha, what you end up doing. Try the walking foot and see what that does too. But also going slow, I think, is a big one.
Yeah.
But you're supposed to go slower with the move it foot anyways. I don't usually, but you're supposed to.
Because
Suppose.
it has to have time to roll. It's working with the feed dogs, but it's actually, whole different process. So
Yeah.
Joanne was talking about the grid. I was thinking about the bag that I just made. I used about the only time, I won't say the only time, but I was making the straps for that bag, and so I wanted them evenly spaced, my lines of stitches.
Mm-hmm.
And I did the left and the right easily because I had my stitches lined up with my
with that grid.
bi-level foot.
Oh,
and so I
gotcha.
had it all lined up, but I wanted the middle to be right in the middle of those. So I used the grid function on the Luminaire to make it in the middle. That way I didn't have to mark 3 yards worth of straps.
True.
Yeah.
I do like that grid. Well, girls, I think we better run. Our hour is just about up, and everyone that has joined us for the whole last week of daily shows, has been so much fun. So this is officially our last Brothers show until 2021.
Wow.
Isn't that weird? So happy New Year, everyone! Almost.
Yeah.
Merry Christmas.
Happy
Happy
New Year.
holidays.
Cheers to
We'll see you the
everyone.
first of the
Happy
year.
New Year.
Have a wonderful day, and thanks everyone for watching. And brother, thanks for letting the brand ambassadors and educators take over your page. We have a lot of fun on here. So see you all next year. Bye.
Bye.